Hey, peace and blessings, family. My name is Nero. In this video today, I want to talk with y'all about having the moon in Scorpio. And with that being said, let us get right into it. Now, as we always start off with, we start off with the moon. So, what does the moon represent? The moon represents your emotions and your feelings, and more so that which gives them fulfillment and nourishment. And it also is associated with our reactions and responses, how we react and respond to the world that we are in. Now, you put this in Scorpio, but we must talk about Scorpio first before we talk about the moon in Scorpio. So, what does Scorpio energy deal with? Scorpio energy, without really getting into the details of it, is the energy that's all about. It's all about getting to the root cause of what's going on. Exposing, what's going on behind the scenes. Uncovering the real truth and not how things appear to be. The mask, which is always like the appearance. But that's other details. We ain't gonna really get into that. If you're a person who like piercing, very intuitive and very scorpionic, deals with a lot of Scorpio energy, you know exactly what I mean. And if you're just a person who's intuitive in general and understand that there's always a deeper meaning behind things, whether it's in your relationships or any of that other stuff, you know what I mean. So, not gonna get into that. Now, when you place the moon into the sign of Scorpio, what does this mean? This means that a person gets emotional fulfillment and nourishment from being able to uncover the truth about any situations where there may be some deception or some, manipulation going on, where there are secrets and they're able to uncover those secrets and really, you know, um, um, see things for what they really are, and not in the literal sense, but more so in the psychological sense. Whether that might be somebody else's own issues that they may be bringing to them, and whether they're being deceiving or not, or whether that's one's own, issues, and get to the root cause and core issue of what's going on with one's own personal issues, because it could always go both ways. There's always two sides to each story. So, yeah. Now, the good thing about the good thing about this placement is that this is a placement that deals with intuition and the psyche. Psychic activity, the more psychological aspects of life. You know, and more so, really uncovering those, more deeper and more core hidden aspects within ourselves. This moon placement is all about getting to that and, becoming stable and secure from, getting to that and uncovering that, like was already being said. Look at that beautiful sparrow. Yeah. So that's the good thing about it. You're always piercing, always ready, always ready to uncover the truth, and most of the time you usually are able to because you are intuitive. So you trust your gut, you trust what your body is telling you, you trust your feelings. Not, yeah. The bad thing about this, as with any intuitive placement, is that you can easily get self-absorbed and wrap up into your own world, and not really be too concerned with, objective perspectives and things that are going on outside of yourself. So it's just a matter of knowing who's like I always say, whether it's like water and earth or fire and air. It's always a matter of knowing who's trying to bring, constructive criticism into your life and not destructive criticism, which since you're already intuitive, you'll easily be able to tell based upon, what they're saying, and not only what they're saying, also how it sounds, things like that. And then actions too, what kind of actions are being taken, all of those things. So, yeah, that's why the details are always important, are always just as important as the bigger picture. But that's, for other videos. We won't really get into that too much right now. So, yeah. Now, moving on. So yeah, when we talk about having the moon in Scorpio, you can also correlate this to having them. Not correlate. I gotta stop saying correlate. You can also interchange this and look at this as having a moon in your eighth house. So what does that mean with the moon in the eighth house? How can you compare that to having the moon in Scorpio? Well, as we already said, moon in Scorpio deals with a person, being fulfilled when they're able to, get to the root cause of what's going on and uncover that and expose that so that it can, so that destruction can bring about, renewal and transformation and order. So yeah, when you put the moon in the eighth house, what does this mean? The eighth house is the house that deals with secrets, things that's going on beneath beneath the surface. What's going on behind the scenes? What's the true motives? What are the true motives? What's really going on at the core of everything? And you put the moon in there. That just simply means that a person's emotions and feelings and what brings them fulfillment is focused on things dealing with that. What's going on behind the scenes? What's a person's true motives? What's really going on at the core of one's own self, and not what they may just be showing. So yeah, that's why you're able to, put those two together and compare those two and interchange those two. And then there's also Moon conjunct Mars and Moon conjunct Pluto, whether you have these aspects or not, because Scorpio energy is both Mars and Pluto energy. That's why and that's why Scorpios tend to be a lot more passionate and direct and direct and assertive. It may not be in the same way as Aries, because Aries is also Mars, but you'll definitely know. They also have that energy. It's just more, it's more secretive and more, introverted, because they are a water sign. But I won't get into that either, because that's not what this video is about. So yeah. And then there's Pluto, which is more the energy that I focus on. That's the energy that's all about, cutting through shit, destroying shit so that it can be reborn, really getting to the root cause of one's own issues or other people's own issues, and helping them transform that and, rise above that, and help, like the phoenix and all that, you got destroyed, but you became reborn even stronger than before. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And all this means with Moon conjunct Pluto, Moon conjunct Mars, is that a person's emotions and feelings, is in alignment and conjoined, with what it is that they're passionate about, and where they like to direct their energy. And then if it's Moon conjunct Pluto, what this means is that a person's emotions and feelings, and where they experience and how they experience death and transformation, rebirth and renewal, is also in alignment and conjoined, in conjunction. Not in conjunct, not the in conjunction, but in conjunction, because I speak so fast that I know that that's definitely how it can come off. So, yeah. And whether you have those aspects or not, you're simply able to look at it like that because the sign shares that energy, like I was saying earlier. So that's just a reminder. But yeah, with this being said, you guys, this is gonna be my take on, the moon in Scorpio. If you guys liked it, enjoyed it, awesome. More so importantly, if you got any feedback, criticisms that you'd like to add, your own perspectives, because it's always awesome to have more than one perspective on something, feel free to add that, and I'm definitely gonna look into that, because, it's always nice to look at things from different perspectives, and just, that's what we all here for, to, offer each other new ideas and new ways of, seeing things, thinking about things, doing things, or feeling about things. And not to where we completely lose who we are. It's just simply how we become more flexible and more, tolerant, things like that. So, yeah. But anyway, I love you guys. Yeah, have a good afternoon, or is it still a good morning? If you're around where I'm at, you have a good morning. If you're somewhere else, have a good afternoon or a good evening. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.